Hello, we'll try again. So we started that a second ago, but I kept losing connection. So I'm just going to do a 15-minute home yoga workout. So this could be a great class for beginners. So those of you that have never done any yoga classes with us or any yoga classes before, or this could be a great way for you to just get a 15-minute stretch in between classes. Obviously, we always encourage you to attend a weekly yoga or Pilates class each week, but this will be a good way for you to get some stretching and some yoga into your daily routine if you're not able to make some of the classes. I am going to do some slightly longer ones as well, but I just thought I'd start with a 15-minute one first, which can be done on its own or it can be done at the end of a workout when you get back from a group PT session, or maybe as an early morning wake up stretch and yoga. It's aimed at beginner level and it introduces some of the main sequences and poses that we do in a typical Vinyasa yoga class. So I'm just going to pass the camera over to Beth because she's going to film for me. So if you want to join in now or if you want to watch this later, then I hope you enjoy. All right.
Thank you.
Are we ready? All good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're just going to start seated with legs crossed or seated in a position that you feel comfortable. If you just start by sitting the backs of the hands onto your knees and just bring your thumb and your index finger to create a mudra and just relax your shoulders, close your eyes. We're just going to take a few breaths here. So just trying to let go of anything that might have been doing before this and anything you might need to do after. So taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. Just trying to relax the shoulders, relax the hips. Trying to sit nice and upright so you've got a nice upright spine. And just allowing your body to relax. So this 15-minute session is going to be at beginner level. I'm going to start with some warm-up mobility movements. And then we'll be getting a little bit warmer with the sun salutations and we'll finish with a short relaxation. So just take one more deep breath in and then exhale. Just relax the arms down, open your eyes. So we extend the arms up above the head, clasp the fingers and stretch your arms up as high as you can. If your neck feels okay, then just gaze up towards the hands. So staying firmly sat on your hips. On your exhale breath, I want you to just bend over to the right, and then we take an inhale breath, and then exhale, bend over to the left. So just repeating this a few times on each side. Just trying to get a little bit of stretch all the way through the waist, shoulders, elbows, and wrists. And then just relax the arms down. So coming into a seated twist, right hand comes to left thigh, twist the head, neck and shoulders and gaze over your left shoulder, then release. Left hand to right side, again twist the head, neck and shoulders looking over your right shoulder this time. And just repeat once more each side. So our hips and legs stay firmly planted down onto the ground. And then coming back to the centre. So some slightly bigger side bends. Relax the arms down, take an inhale breath, then exhale, bending over to the left, and then we inhale centre, exhale, bending over to the right. So keeping your hips planted down and just reaching across through the waist. And again, just repeating 2 or 3 times on each side. So using your breath as a guide to when you change from the right to the left. And then coming back over to the left and then back to the centre. We're going to do a little bit of work on the hands, so we need to warm up the wrists. So you make a fist with both hands, wrap the thumbs on top. You're just going to start to circle the wrists around. Just trying to move in as wide a range of movement as you can. And then change, going the opposite way. Okay, then open the hands. So we're just going to spin the hands forwards and then backwards. And then for the fingers, open and close. Just as fast as you can. Open, close, open, close. Then big stretch out and release. Just relax the hands down. Okay, so moving over onto your hands and knees. So we're going to move up to the spine, hips and knees. So from here, taking an inhale breath, allow your head and hips to tilt to the ceiling, and then exhale, draw the belly button up, arching the spine. So we inhale, head and hips tilt, and then exhale, arch. 3 more times. Inhale, and then exhale. 2 more. Inhale, and exhale. Once more. Inhale, lift, tilt the head and hips up, and then exhale, arch the spine. Then coming back to a flat back position. So just checking that your hands are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. Extending your right leg and your left arm. So we take an inhale breath, lift and extend, exhale, tuck in towards the chest. So we inhale, lift, exhale, tuck. Inhale, lift, exhale, tuck. So again, about 4 or 5 times on each side. And once more, and then release down. Just reset your position. So this time, right hand and left leg. Inhaling as you lift and reach. Exhaling, tuck into the centre. So we inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck. Last time. And then release down. Just to give your wrists a little bit of a rest, widen the knees, push the weight back into the heels, come into child's pose. Just take a moment to rest here. And then moving back up onto the hands. So now working a little bit more on the hamstrings. So from the top of the thighs all the way down to your ankles or towards your heels. So our hands need to be about shoulder width distance apart. Knees are about hip width distance. Tucking your toes under, lift and press back into your heels. So if the back of the legs are feeling a little bit tight, I just want you to paddle your heels. So just bend and stretch from the right to the left side. Just releasing through the back of the legs. And then both heels down. So just gently pressing the heels down. Don't worry if your heels don't touch the floor. They want to hover just slightly above. Or if you can, press them down to your mat or whatever you're practicing on. And then we release down. Okay, so from here, we're going to take an inhale breath, lift up into the downward facing dog pose. And then exhale breath, lowering your knees to just above the mat. And then we inhale back into the downward facing dog pose. So warming up the wrists, shoulders and the back of the legs. So we inhale, push back, stretch the heels down and then exhale, hover just above the ground. So inhale, push back and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, push back, exhale, lower down. One more, inhale, push back, exhale, lower. And for the last time, hold that downward facing dog and just walk the hands up towards the feet, roll the spine and go back up to standing. Okay, so to finish off our 15-minute yoga practice, we're going to do the sun salutations. So there's 2 variations. We're going to have a go at doing 3 rounds of each variation. So sun salutation A, we come to the front of the mat. Now ideally, feet together. If that's not possible, feet no wider than hip width distance. Just relax your arms down by your side, shoulder blades down and back. So gazing just ahead, we take an inhale breath, raise the palms and gaze up towards the hands. Then we exhale, folding forwards, bringing your hands either to the shins, ankles or down to the mat. Relax the neck, so let your head hang down towards the ground. And then inhale breath, lifting up onto your fingertips, trying to flatten your back or up onto your shins. Then taking a step back on the exhale breath into our plank pose. So option 1, knees down. Option 2, stay on your toes. Lower your body all the way to the ground. Relax the feet and lift up on the inhale to cobra pose. Now with the cobra pose, soften your elbows, pull the shoulder blades down, so try not to hunch up towards the ears. Opening out through the chest, gazing up. Then next, exhale breath, coming back onto your knees and then back onto the feet into the downward facing dog pose. Staying here, breathing in through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. If your feet feel like they've moved quite far back, just adjust them in slightly and allow your head to hang down towards the ground. So to come back up, we soften the knees, lift the head up, take a big step with your right foot and then your left foot, bring them back to the front of the mat and then fold back down. And when you're ready to inhale, raise the arms up, palms together, and then exhale, release down. So we're going to do 2 more of those. So inhale, exhale, folds. Inhale, rise onto the fingertips. Exhale, take a step back into our plank pose or chaturanga pose, and then release down, all the way down, relax the feet. Inhale to cobra. If that's a little bit strong, just soften the elbows a bit more and gaze up towards the ceiling. Then next, exhale breath, coming back into downward facing dog, just to stay for 3 breaths. Try and gently press down into the heels, relax the neck. Next, inhale, soften the knees, lift the head up. Take that step through to the hands, or as many steps as you need. Fold back into that forward bend, and then inhale, rise up. And exhale, release. 1 more. So I'm going to move slightly quicker this time. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Lower down, rise to cobra. That's normally your inhale breath. And then exhale back into downward facing dog to stay for 3 breaths. So that's inhale, exhale, 1, 2, and 3. Soften the knees, lift the head up, take a step through to your hands, or as many steps as you need. Back to the front of the mat, back into that forward fold. Then inhale, rise, and exhale, release. Okay, so sun salutation B. Very similar to sun salutation A. A few extra poses in there and slightly more strenuous. It will get you a lot more out of breath. So again, we're going to do 3 rounds. So we're going to go a little bit slower on the first round. Then we will go with our breath for rounds 2 and rounds 3. And this is going to finish off our 15-minute practice. So we inhale, just move back a little bit. So we inhale to chair pose. Push the weight back into the heels. If your shoulders are tight, hold the hands shoulder width or palms together, gaze up to the thumbs. Exhale, back into that forward fold, relax the neck. Inhale, rise onto the fingertips. Exhale, step it back. Either stay on the toes or drop down to the knees. Chaturanga press, and then inhale, rise to cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Just step those feet in if they've moved away. So we pivot our left heel in towards the centre, plant that heel down, raise our right leg up as high as you can, then stepping through to our hands, make sure that both heels are firmly planted, lifting up through the chest, bending your right knee, coming into warrior 1. And then when you're ready to exhale, palms back down, step that right foot back, stay on the toes or drop to the knees, press, inhale to cobra, exhale back into downward facing dog. Just stay here for a moment and then pivot that right heel in, left heel lifts, 3-legged dog, step through to your hands, make sure both heels are planted, raise the chest, keep breathing here, and then when you're ready to exhale, release down, step it back, either on knees or toes, inhale to cobra, and then exhale back to downward facing dog to stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Soften the knees, lift the head up, take a step through to the hands, come back into that forward fold, relax the neck. Then we inhale, back into chair pose, and exhale, release. Okay, 2 more. So inhale, chair pose, exhale. Inhale to cobra, exhale to down dog. So coming into your 3-legged dog, left heel in, right heel lifts, step through to your hands. Coming into warrior 1, make sure both heels are planted, bend that right knee. Exhale down, all the way to the ground. Inhale, rise. If you need to take extra breaths, that's fine. And gaze up, back into downward facing dog on your next exhale. And then left side. So right heel in, left heel up, step it through, rise to warrior 1. Exhale down, back into plank pose, and then right to the inhale to cobra, exhale to down dog to stay for 3, 2, and 1. Then we soften the knees, lift the head up, take a step through, back into your forward fold, relax the neck, inhale to chair pose, and then exhale, release. Final round. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, lift, flat back. Exhale, step it back. Lower down on knees or toes. Inhale, rise to cobra. Exhale to down dog. So right side first. Left heel in, right leg lifts as high as you can. Step it through, give it a helping hand if it needs it. Rise to warrior 1. Back into our plank pose, normally on the exhale. Lower down. Inhale, rise to cobra. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Pivot that left heel in, right heel. Left heel lifts. Step it through. So it only makes it halfway. Grab the heel. Plant that right heel down. And lift to warrior 1. Then folding back down. Step back into plank. Lower. Inhale, rise to cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog to stay. For 3, 2, and 1. Soften the knees, lift the head up. Step right leg, left leg back into that forward fold. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale, release. Okay, ooh, put my sweat on there. So that was a 15-minute yoga practice, quite a short practice. You can continue to do more standing work, a little bit of floor work, and then you would normally do a relaxation at the end as well. So I would recommend that if you are trying this at home, that you spend 5 minutes at the end just laid in the relaxation pose. Give yourself a chance to have 5 minutes in a quiet room, somewhere where you're not going to get disturbed, so you can just take a bit of time out. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back again later with some more. See you later.